Ancient stadium engineering, the Coliseum. Even the name feels heavy, ancient. When you stand before it, or even just see a picture, you're looking at a ghost from a world 2,000 years in the past. It held up to 80,000 spectators, all roaring, all consumed by the spectacle. It was built in under a decade. Let that sink in. With none of our modern cranes, no computer-aided design, no fleet of diesel-powered trucks. Historians give us the official story, a triumph of Roman logistics, slave labor, and basic engineering. But what if that story is a carefully constructed lie? What if the Colosseum and the dozens of other amphitheaters like it aren't just impressive old buildings, but are, in fact, undeniable proof of a forgotten, almost alien level of technology? A technology so advanced that we've been deliberately steered away from its truth for centuries. This isn't a story about clever arches and manpower. This is about a hidden blueprint for civilization, a secret knowledge base we're calling the Concrete Codex. Let's start with the most fundamental element, the material itself. We think we know concrete, right? That gray sludge that builds our cities? But Roman concrete, or was, something else entirely. It was a masterpiece of material science that we are only just beginning to understand. Modern concrete, the kind made with Portland cement, has a lifespan of maybe 50, maybe 100 years if it's lucky. It cracks, it corrodes, it succumbs to the elements. The Pantheon's dome, the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world, has been standing for nearly 2 millennia. The Roman sea barriers and aqueducts have been battered by waves and weather for 20 centuries and are, in some cases, stronger today than the day they were poured. How is this possible? The secret lies in a unique chemical reaction. The Romans used volcanic ash, or pozzolana, mixed with lime and seawater. This created a mortar that didn't just harden, it actively thrived in a harsh chemical environment. When seawater seeped into tiny cracks in the concrete, it reacted with the pozzolanic mixture to form incredibly rare and durable crystals called aluminous tobermorite and philipsite. In essence, Roman concrete could heal itself. The more it was attacked by the elements, the stronger its internal crystalline structure became. This wasn't an accident, it was high-level chemistry. The Concrete Codex wasn't just a recipe, it was a dynamic formula for creating living stone. Think about the implications. We struggle to build a bridge that lasts a century. They built entire cities designed to grow stronger with age. Was this knowledge simply lost? Or was a technology this revolutionary intentionally buried, deemed too powerful for humanity to wield? But the Codex goes far beyond just the materials. It's embedded in the design, the very architecture of control and flow. Look at the Colosseum's crowd management system. The 80 ground-level arches, known as vomitoria, could allow 50,000 frantic spectators to exit the arena in a matter of minutes. This level of ingress and egress efficiency is a complex challenge that modern stadium designers still grapple with. The Romans perfected it 2,000 years ago. They created a system of segregated staircases and corridors that kept different social classes separate and ensured a smooth, rapid flow of human traffic. It's so perfect, so mathematically precise, that it feels less like architecture and more like a circuit board designed to manage human energy. And then there's what lay beneath the arena floor, the hypogeum. This was a 2-level subterranean network of tunnels, cells, and mechanical elevators. An intricate underground labyrinth where gladiators and exotic animals were kept, waiting to be hoisted onto the stage through complex elevator systems. We're talking about dozens of synchronized, man-powered lifts and trapdoors, creating stunning stage effects on a colossal scale. This wasn't just a basement, it was the engine room of the spectacle, a piece of machinery as complex as anything on a modern Broadway stage, built with wood, rope, and an understanding of physics that seems almost impossibly advanced. The sheer logistical genius required to operate this system in the dark beneath the roar of the crowd points to a level of systematic thinking that goes beyond simple construction. It points to a unified theory of building, a codex that integrated materials, geometry, human psychology, and mechanical engineering into one seamless, terrifyingly effective whole. The patterns of the hypogeum, the flow of the vomitoria, the very curve of the seeding bowl, they all resonate with patterns we find in nature, from the spiral of a galaxy to the chambers of a nautilus shell. Coincidence? Or was the Concrete Codex a form of biomimicry, an ancient understanding that the most powerful structures echo the fundamental geometry of the universe itself? The speed of construction, the self-healing materials, the perfect crowd control, the subterranean machinery. When you add it all up, the official story starts to crumble. It feels less like a historical achievement and more like a technological artifact left behind by a civilization that knew far more than we give them credit for. The question is no longer they built it, but what if these structures weren't just for entertainment? What if the spectacle was just a cover story for their true hidden purpose?
Block 2. Planetary Brain Conspiracy. So, we have the Concrete Codex, a suppressed or forgotten technological blueprint that allowed the Romans to build self-healing, geometrically perfect superstructures. But this begs the ultimate question: to what end? Why pour so much advanced knowledge into building stadiums? The answer, according to a theory that stretches to the very edge of what we think is possible, is as terrifying as it is brilliant. These structures were never just for sport. They were machines. Sophisticated, powerful machines designed to function as a network of planetary brains, humming with a hidden purpose. This is where we leave conventional history behind and step into the shadow of a conspiracy that spans millennia. The theory posits that the core design of an amphitheater, the elliptical shape, the tiered seating, the central focus point, is no accident. It's an almost perfect design for a massive energy conduit. Think about it. You gather 80,000 people in one place. You focus their collective emotional energy, their fear, their excitement, their bloodlust, their joy, onto a single point in the center. The roar of the crowd isn't just noise, it's a wave of raw psychic and acoustic energy. The very architecture of the stadium, with its curved walls and resonant materials, is designed to capture, amplify, and focus that energy like a massive parabolic dish. The vomitoria that so efficiently funnel people in and out, they also act as waveguides, directing the flow of this energy. The hypogeum beneath? It's not just a backstage area, it's the processing unit, the core of the machine where that raw energy is harnessed. What is this energy used for? The speculation is wild. Some theorists suggest it was used to influence mass psychology on a city-wide or even regional scale, a form of ancient broadcasting that could pacify a population or whip it into a patriotic frenzy. Others propose something even more audacious, that these structures could influence physical phenomena. By generating a powerful resonant frequency, could they affect weather patterns? Could they stabilize seismic activity along fault lines? The circular and elliptical shapes are fundamental patterns in resonance and frequency modulation. The Romans, heirs to the knowledge of the Etruscans and perhaps even older civilizations, may have understood a form of physics we have completely forgotten, a physics where consciousness and energy could directly impact the material world. They weren't just building an arena, they were building a planetary control node. Now, look at the modern world. Look at our colossal megadomes and stadiums. Wembley in London, the Bird's Nest in Beijing, AT&T Stadium in Dallas. What do you see? The same fundamental designs repeated over and over. The oculus, or opening in the roof, mirrors the Pantheon. The concentric rings of seating in corridors echo the Coliseum. The vast hidden networks of tunnels for utilities and logistics are just a modern high-tech version of the hypogeum. Architects will tell you this is just the most efficient way to seat a large number of people. But is it? Or is the Concrete Codex still active? Its principles passed down through secret societies of builders and architects, from the Roman to the medieval stonemasons' guilds to the elite design firms of today. Are they knowingly building these machines, or are they just unconsciously following a blueprint so powerful and fundamental that it has become an architectural archetype? Consider the sheer amount of technology buried in a modern stadium. Miles and miles of fiber optic cable, massive power grids, sophisticated broadcast equipment. We're told it's all for the fan experience and the global TV audience. But what if that's just the cover story? What if that technological infrastructure is piggybacking on the ancient design, upgrading the original organic machine with digital precision? The raw energy of the crowd is still the fuel, but now it can be processed, digitized, and transmitted through a global network. Each stadium is a server, and every Super Bowl, every World Cup final is a moment when the entire planetary network comes online, processing an immense surge of collective human consciousness. The game isn't the point, it's the catalyst. It's the software routine that runs on the ancient hardware, designed to generate the peak emotional output needed to power the system. This technology, born in Rome, hasn't been forgotten. It's been perfected. It's been hidden in plain sight, operating right under our noses every time we cheer for our favorite team. The next time you're in a stadium and you feel that electric roar of the crowd wash over you, stop and ask yourself, are you just a fan, or are you a power source? Are you watching a game, or are you part of a ritual as old as the Coliseum itself, fueling a machine whose ultimate purpose we are not meant to understand?